How are we, boys and girls? Welcome to the Going Down Under podcast. I'm your host, Braam Hein, Cretin Koala, on all social media platforms, and here we'll be deep diving in all things health and fitness related. Episode 26, bada bang. How we doing? Got some cool stuff going on. Episode 26. We're moving up in the world. We're making vids. Hopefully by next week I should be on Spotify. Bada bang. And hopefully maybe a little bit of a different setup. You never know. Got a new mic, so we're getting that set up. But for today, it's probably the last episode that I'll have like this format. With this mic, hopefully I should have a better mic and all that stuff. So it'll be good. It'll be nice. Today's episode is about a methodology that I kind of thought of. I don't know. I don't think it's been done before. I don't know. I could have accidentally saw it somewhere and then thought it was mine, but I feel like I thought of this like this, and I think it's a good way to think of dieting and nutrition and how to structure things and what each person's diet or nutrition strategy should have, right? So it's the concept that I thought of the 3Ds. Look, I know it's unfortunate that they all start with the letter D. It does make it more catchy. It is unfortunate that it has to be that letter, though. I don't know. Look, I don't know what to call it, but this is just the 3Ds of dieting. The triple D. I can't think of it. If you guys have any thoughts, let me know. But this is what I'm coining it as currently right now. So, by the way, also so hot in Ann Arbor right now. I have no idea why. It's actually currently 30 degrees Celsius. So like what? Something 88, 90 in Fahrenheit. I don't know. But I must be going to a Blue Angels show today. So hopefully that should be cool. I'll let you guys know how that was in next week's episode. But I need to take a deep breath there for some reason. Okay. So what makes a good diet is how well you can stick to it and how it makes you feel, right? And I feel like these three things that I thought of, I'm saying I thought of it because I did, but like I don't know, it's pretty common concepts. You have to have, in my opinion, you have to have density, diversity, and durability within a diet for it to be successful for you. I'll explain each of these three things, but most diets, people hear the word diet or like nutrition, whatever, and they think that it has to suck. It doesn't if you have these three things. You will feel good, you'll be able to last with it, and you will look your best if you can have these three things. So, sorry. Damn it. If you have these three things of density, diversity, and durability within your diet, you'll be swimming, you'll be fantastic, right? So I'll go through each one, what that kind of means and how you can implement it, okay? So first thing is density, okay? Density is all about how nutrient dense and how actually physically dense the food is. And by dense, I mean per plate, per bowl, how much volume is in it. And I feel like the diet culture nowadays, especially in the past like 5-10 years, has focused more on the volume aspect, because most of the time before that it was focused on the other part of just like the pure density of food, like chicken, broccoli, and rice. Like this, not rice isn't really dense in nutrients, but chicken and broccoli are pretty dense in what they have. But now people are trying to get all the low calorie recipes and the volume and stuff, which can be useful in some senses, but focusing more on the nutrient density side of a diet, of a food that you're trying to implement, is more important in my opinion, because that's how you will feel from the food, if that makes sense. So how nutrient dense a food is how much better it will make you feel when you pair it with other things, right? And focusing on the density of nutrients within your diet is vital. It's very important. Like having more fruits and vegetables, having more meats that are nutrient dense and that have plenty of protein, and they're also protein dense. Basically, whatever source of macronutrient is the main thing in that food. Make sure it's dense in that, and it's also dense in nutrients within it. Like avocado is fat dense, right? But it's also nutrient dense. It has folic acid, has polyphenols, all that kind of stuff. So it's very, very good for you, and it's very dense in fats. And then carbohydrates, sweet potato, very, very nutrient dense, but also very, very dense in carbohydrates itself. And most of those foods that are nutrient dense and and dense in the macronutrient that it's trying to portray to you and give you, they're usually also voluminous. Volumin? Is it voluminous? I don't know. Whatever it is. It's got a lot of it, probably, most likely. So focusing on those kinds of things will help you get the most out of your diet that you need. Okay? So that's density. That's the density portion of it. Pretty self-explanatory. Now, diversity. So you can think about this in many, many different ways, because it's kind of an umbrella term for the entire diet, right? You want diversity within the foods you're eating, in terms of like you want more colors and you want more just the variety of foods, right? You want more colors because different colors usually mean different nutrients within it, okay? So greens versus reds versus any other color of thing, of fruit, of vegetable, of meat, I guess red, white meat, red, white fish, whatever. Having a variety of those foods will cover all of your bases for nutrients that you need. So getting the variety of colors within the diet will help you feel better and will help you get all the things that you need. So you have good markers, good health markers, good blood markers, good everything, right? And then also having a range and diversity of the foods in itself will help you stick to your plan, your nutrition plan, your diet, because you're not eating the same thing every day. Is that good in some scenarios? Yes. If you really like certain foods, have them every day. But having a range and variety of foods will help you not necessarily trick your brain, but kind of trick your brain into thinking that you're not actually dieting per se. Because you're having such a variety of foods, you will think and know that you're not having to have the same thing every day. So you're more likely to stick to the entire goal of doing it for as long as you possibly can, right? Also, just having a diversity within the meals and the options of the meals that you're having is very, very good, because you're able, again, to not have to have the same thing every time. And if you mix up each meal with a protein, a carb, a fat, and some fiber or some vegetables and fruit, and you're able to switch the meals and not necessarily change up all of the foods you're having, but change up the combinations of foods that you're having different things every day. So then you're able to maintain the structure of having all those things, but it doesn't feel like you have a structure, which is good, because then you won't feel monotonous and have to crave or go after the things that you think you're not having. Because in reality, every person's diet, whenever you like eat out or you do all that kind of stuff, you're usually having the same kinds of things that you usually do, right? If you think about it, a burger and fries is just potatoes, meat, like a carb source, like a bread, and some vegetables on top. But the issue is that A, you aren't cooking it, so you don't know what's in it, and B, they're usually cooked in ways that make them more palatable and taste a lot nicer. And they're very hyper palatable, so you want more of them and you can eat more of it, but the calories in it are so much higher. So what's happening is that you're eating the same thing technically, but you're eating so much more of it, and in itself, it is way higher calories. So then it just exceeds a bunch, So that's what the main issue is. So giving yourself diversity in options and diversity in sources of whatever you're trying to get within each meal and changing it up weekly, daily, if like monthly, if you really looking at the macro scale of it, is what's going to help you maintain the entire diet structure the whole time. Okay? That's diversity. And the last one is durability. You might be like, what are you talking about durability, right? Durability is how well you're able to stick to it, and also how well it can be maintainable if you're not in your current situation. And by that, I mean, say you have a regular schedule, right? But, sorry, that goes down to drink right before this. Say you have to travel for work, or you get, sorry, I'm trying to think of a different scenario. You travel for work, or you oven breaks, something like that, right? How durable is your diet to where you don't have to change too much and you can still stick to it, right? Like if you're having chicken or beef, are you able to still have those sources if something goes wrong within your life or within something? Like, so you can still stick to it through adversity. And that's a huge thing, because the main excuse that people have within their diets is that things come up, it becomes too hard, blah, 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 right? If you're able to prep these things in advance, if you're able to do it quickly, because if you have to spend too much time focusing on this stuff, you won't stick to it. So you have to make things easier for yourself to make sure that you're going to stick to it. Okay? So for me personally, meal prepping, as much as I don't like it, because usually it previously took me a lot longer than it does now, I can meal prep my entire week within an hour. So I know for a fact that I don't have to have a lot of time to be able to make sure that I'm good for the week. Because currently I'm doing the internship that I'm doing, I'm working pretty long hours, and I've found what really works for me. Like, so overnight oats takes me 15 minutes. While I'm making that, I can make my potatoes. While once I finish my overnight oats, I can start meal prepping my beef and vegetables or chicken and vegetables, whatever it is. I can do that, and I know how I can do it efficiently, and I know that I will be set for the weekdays, all 5 of the weekdays. Then on the weekends, I'll have a bit more time. I can either meal prep for those, or I can kind of slow everything down. I can focus on what I need to do. I can make sure that I can have enough calories, or I can fit in stuff to where I can film videos or whatever I need to do. So I do also still have time on those weekdays to when I get off work. I don't have to cook. I don't have to come back, cook for 15, 20 minutes, which in the grand scheme of things isn't a long time. But I found that I don't want to do that after my shift. I want to get back. I want to eat as soon as I get back, go on a quick walk, and then relax. I'm good. So I found that really works for me. So my diet currently for me is very durable. If you have the time and you want to cook and all that stuff, that's fine. You can do that. But understanding what each obstacle within your diet will be, and making sure that that barrier isn't there during the week or during however long the period is, that is what's going to make your diet durable. Or say if you need to travel and you still want to stick to your diet, obviously I'm going to preface this with, if you're traveling, it's okay to go off plan a little bit. But if you really want to stick to it because you know you feel really good and you want to feel good while you're traveling, while you're on a vacation, whatever, making sure that you know how that when you get there, you can prep or you can get meals out that you know will work with you. That's what's going to make you stick to your diet. That's it. So, going back to the question that I stated at the start, what makes a good diet? It's dense in nutrients and it's dense in volume. It has very diverse options, colors, and like a range of foods within those options. And arguably the most important, you can stick to it because it is durable. It's not going to break because of any circumstance. You can stick to it as much as you can while also maintaining some other things within it. Like, obviously, you can implement other foods, but that also comes into the durability section. If you're going an 80-20 diet, it's durable because you will stick to the 80. Okay? That has to maintain a connection, right? So, those are the 3 Ds. Sorry. Apologize for that. But hopefully you can either implement that somehow within your diet, even if it's just within a week, trying to implement a few meals that fit this framework, and then slowly fitting the rest of your meals into that kind of framework as well. Let me know if this framework helps you better understand what a good diet is, a good nutrition plan is. If you want more clarification on some of these things, feel free to send me a DM, or I can make another video specifically highlighting each one of these things if you want me to. I really like this framework for me personally. And I feel like if I ever had coaching clients or something like that, this is what I would implement to them. So hopefully this works out well for you. I'll see you next week for episode 27. It's kind of crazy. I'm trying to think of a number for an NBA player, the number 27. Is that Jamal Murray? Maybe Jamal Murray. Am I tripping? I might be tripping on that one. No, I think Jamal Murray's 27. Anyway, okay. I'll see you next week, though.